This episode is brought to you by Racers 360. Racers 360 is your one-stop shop for all your race car driving education and coaching needs. Check out this testimonial on how the Racers 360 coaches have helped cut seconds off their clients' lap times.
My name is Ben Grambo, and I compete in time trials in NASA Mid-Atlantic. I've been using Racers 360 since the middle of 2018, and two things I really like about Racers 360 is that you get the recording of your lap with your coaching session with the coach doing the voice overlay and also doing the drawings for the lines and other driving techniques on top of the video. And you get to watch that again and again. You can study it. You can take notes from it. And that's a real advantage compared to having maybe an instructor just in the right seat with you, where you only get to retain as much as you can learn within that given session. The other thing I use is the same-day coaching service. Drive on Saturday, upload the video at the end of the day, go eat dinner. Usually I get the video back right after dinner. I watch it that night, watch it again in the morning, take some notes, and then go drive faster on Sunday. Racers 360's really helped me go a lot faster and have a lot of fun.
Now, all you need to do is head over to ip.racers360.com/10tenths and get your 7-day free trial of the Driver's Lounge, where you'll get access to racetrack breakdowns, recorded webinars, and exclusive partner discounts. Again, that's ip.racers360.com/TENTENTHS. Sign up now and see how using these coaches to improve your skills as a driver will be the best investment you can make to jumping to the front of the pack. Welcome back to 10 Tenths Podcast. I am your host, Robert, with Adam, and it is 2020.
Yes.
We made it to 2020.
I struggled through it.
Talking about 19?
Yeah.
Yeah, 19.
I
can't. Everyone keeps posting these negative things like, I made it through the year, it sucked, it was the worst year ever. I'm like, I better not say that. I got married.
You just got married?
Yeah, my wife will be mad if I say I got married.
It wasn't a bad year for me, but it was still a struggle.
It always is, man. That's adulthood.
Yeah. It's kind of.
How was your year? Well, I'm adult, so it fucking sucked.
So, yeah. I mean, I still went to work every day. So
Yep.
that was kind of lame.
What is that shaking noise?
Yeah,
I blame
I'm
the
telling you,
glasses.
it's one of the glasses from this bullshit that E-Man dropped on us unwillingly.
You want to talk about it?
I guess.
All right, so
First of all, we need to just clarify this. It's water, E-Man.
not soda.
That's a soda. A pop, if you will. This is the Midwest, Robbie. That's a pop.
Well, if it's in the South, you'd call it a Coke, which makes even less sense.
Yeah, but people in the South might be really into this.
It's weird Louisiana people.
Spicy or some shit. I don't know.
It might be spicy.
I'm gonna be pissed if this. So he dropped this on us at PRI. It's
been sitting a little bit.
It's Buffalo Wing Soda.
I've had it before.
So we've had this Lester's Fixins bullshit before.
They're never good.
Because when Austin sent us that ranch shit,
The same company.
that was from this Lester's Fixins guy.
Didn't I send this to somebody?
I think you sent something like this to somebody. I don't know if it was this. You may very well, because I know that you sent something back to Austin.
Yeah, I sent him.
Was it this one? I don't remember.
Didn't I send him fish jerky? That real stinky candy.
Somebody sent a. I don't remember if you sent them jerky. I know we got a jerky, but I feel like ours was like octopus or some bullshit.
Yeah. Mine was shark.
And
Did
then
I send them
that-
shark?
And then that
licorice.
salty licorice shit.
Yeah, extra salted black licorice.
It was straight human sweat.
Yeah, it tasted like what BO smells like.
Yeah, exactly. So true. Oh, so bad. That was back when the podcast wars were raging.
Yep.
But we're still here, and
We
they're
won.
not.
Yeah,
So they may have won the battle, but we won the war.
I don't think they won the battle either.
I kind of think that
durian. We sent them durian candy.
did.
And he gagged and almost
That's
puked. I won the battle there too.
I mean, I've never had durian, so I can't say, but that licorice shit that they sent us.
Did you gag on it?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh.
Michael did.
That's right, he did. Gross.
So bad. Oh, so bad.
Not good.
So anyway,
Speaking of so bad,
we're gonna try this, I guess. I'm gonna be really pissed if it's spicy.
It won't be spicy.
Yeah, but what if it is? Like, it's buffalo wing sauce, Robbie.
All right, here, pour me a
Like, I
glass.
don't like too much pepper on stuff because it's spicy. Because I'm a bitch.
Would this taste better with pepper in it?
I don't know.
Or like maybe it would be better if it was spicy. So you don't taste it.
Maybe we need
Is
some
there
of that.
chunks in it?
We need that ranch soda to wash it down. Isn't that what you're supposed to do with buffalo? Or blue cheese?
Blue cheese. I need a blue cheese soda. Don't send me a blue cheese soda. You can send me blue cheese. Don't send me a blue cheese soda. All right. It's an orange soda. That it's gonna taste like orange soda. What's it smell like?
I can't smell anything
Here,
today.
I guess you can't smell anything any day.
Well, yeah, but like today's
Don't
extra
hit the
bad.
mic. Don't hit the mic.
What's it smell like? Does it smell spicy?
No, it smells like orange soda.
Oh, that would be the best possible scenario. Oh, God, there's a hair in my glass.
Is it dog hair? I apologize.
I think it's a...
Is it your hair?
I don't know. It looks like a black hair.
It's probably the dog hair.
It
It's
might be the
literally
dog
everywhere.
hair. Yeah, I get it, dude. I have 2 cats, 2 dogs.
Yeah, it's a
get
way
it.
of life.
Yeah,
I cook
that's
food
fine.
and there's dog hair in it.
It's fine. It is.
I don't understand how it got
No,
there.
how does it get there?
These were clean plates. This was all clean. There's dog hair in it.
You know what I really don't like about pet hair is having to replace furnace filters as much as I do,
Oh, yeah.
because those are dumb expensive.
You know what's really expensive?
They shouldn't be as
replacing
much as they
vacuums. It ruined.
Vacuums shouldn't be as expensive as they are either.
We had to get this like really fancy one
You
because
don't
it kept,
have to do
we kept
that, right?
burning up the other ones.
We have one that's pet hair specific.
Yep,
and it
ours too.
smells like it's on fire when I use it. But I just keep using it because I'm not buying another one.
No, we got this. We actually bought a Dyson because it's the only one that would stop burning up.
Bro,
Yeah, if it works, never an issue.
I've never heard good
It's so-
things about them.
It's so good. This one's good. It's not the stupid ball one. It's the
I'm surprised your mansion doesn't have a built-in.
those suck.
Well, yeah, they suck.
never
but I'm
work.
surprised you don't have one.
No, I mean this is an overbuilt house, but no,
Yeah,
we are distracting away from this.
yeah, that's true.
Any excuse not to drink it. You first. Oh, it tastes like orange soda, doesn't it?
I don't know what that tastes like. It's got a really mild afterburn.
It's like the worst orange soda you ever had.
It's got a little bit of a burn in the back of your throat
Uh-huh.
when it's gone.
But it doesn't taste like buffalo.
I wouldn't know.
No, it definitely doesn't taste like
I'm
buffalo.
not going to drink the rest of that, though.
It hits like an orange soda and then lingers in your tonsils,
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's just like in the back of my throat. Oh, man.
Maybe if I would stop drinking it like a shot, I could actually taste it.
Just down the whole
just
thing.
Stick my tongue.
just rest your tongue in it. Just like let it sit in there for a little while. There you go. That's got to be delightful.
Now my tongue tingles. Is that from the carbonation or the poison?
Yes.
Was this? No, it broke the seal when we opened it. so-
Yeah. Yeah, it popped when you opened it.
Okay, so it's probably not poison.
Otherwise, it'd be super flat.
That's true.
It's been
rolling around in your.
It's been rolling around in my lunchbox since we left PRI.
It's really sweet though.
It is really sweet.
It's like pure sugar.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
How much sugar is it?
All the sugar, Robbie.
It's got no nutrition facts, so that's a good sign. That's great. Oh, there it is.
Is that? I was going to say I don't think that's legal. You got to have a nutritional fact, don't you?
170 calories,
okay, that seems reasonable.
42 grams of sugar, equivalent to a Mountain Dew.
I read this thing that said that the laws and regulations and stuff that dictate how they decide that allows for a 15 to 20% variance,
It's pretty dramatic.
plus or minus.
Yeah, I'm betting that's probably
So
a
let's just assume that most of those are 20% on the low side.
unless it's sugar, then it's 20% on the high side.
No, I mean the
number.
number on the
Oh.
bottle is 20% lower than the real world.
Oh yeah,
There's definitely 20% more sugar in that bottle than they claim there is.
yeah. It's almost crunchy, really.
It's got to be heated up before you can, like,
It's Southern sweet
like
tea.
Southern sweet tea.
Yeah, you got to boil it in order to get all the sugar in it.
When I was in Georgia for work, the town that we were in, we went to this
Water.
like terrible ma and pa restaurant place that our local contractor just adored so very much. And like you know when you go into some of these older style restaurants, when you sit down, they just bring you a water and
Yeah.
then they ask you what they want, what you'd like to drink. You know, that's somewhat normal and in a lot of places even
Yeah.
still. They just brought you sweet tea. and then asked you what you wanted to drink after that.
This sweet tea.
And so I had to ask for a glass of water.
Get out. We don't serve your kind.
Don't ask for a Pepsi.
Is it Coke only?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
I want a water and a Pepsi, please. Get out.
Dude, it was so hard to get a Mountain Dew down there.
What? That's
where we
everywhere.
were. No, it was the worst.
What do they drink then?
Because everything's Coke and Coke-related products, which means it's
Mellow Yellow?
Mellow Yellow.
Not the same, man.
Which is fine, but it's not
No,
the
it's
same.
not. It's not fine.
I don't mind it.
Which is funny because I really don't like Pepsi. If someone's like, you want a Pepsi or a Coke, it's always Coke.
Oh, see, I just don't drink soda.
I love
dark sodas.
Here's a good soundbite. I love Coke.
Noted.
So thanks, E-Man from Petrobox, for your awesome present. If you want to pay E-Man back, go to Petrobox.com and use the code 10tenths for half
Look at
off.
that.
Because that's still
It's not half off.
your first box. It is.
Is it half off? I don't think it's half off.
What is it?
I don't remember.
It's been a long time.
It's been so long.
I thought it was half off your first box.
It is a percentage off, but I think half is big.
No one could correct me right now, so I'm just going to
Yeah.
say it.
Well,
it's half off.
Somebody go and buy one and then tell
us.
me.
Yeah, go in the group and tell me if I'm wrong. And then I'll retract it. If no one tells me I'm wrong,
No,
I won't retract it.
We're not going to retract it.
I won't retract it.
Sounds
And I'm
better if
definitely
we
not
say
gonna fix
half.
Yeah, half sounds good.
Yeah, we're not going to go back and fix it and then like edit this out and re-upload it.
No, if I offend somebody on something, it stays.
So it's New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. So last year, about like 11:45, I checked our total downloads number for the year.
Yeah.
And figured all that out and realized, we had between YouTube and our podcast downloads, we had over 300,000 downloads last year, and we were pretty excited about that. Made posts about it, stuff like that. This year, I went to bed at 10:30, and I forgot about it.
You didn't check it today?
Well, it's gone now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so the stats are just for today.
And you can't go back and...
No, there's no way to look back and see previous year totals.
500,000.
I mean, I suppose I could add. Well, no, because I don't even know what the previous years were. But I know we were on track to do somewhere between 325 and 340
We'll round up 20%.
on just podcasts, or on just podcast downloads.
Right.
That didn't include any YouTube downloads.
We've had pretty good YouTube numbers.
And so I think we were probably last year we had more YouTube views than we did this year because we had more
videos.
YouTube content.
Yep. Yeah, we just did the show on...
And I didn't split out show and other stuff.
No.
I just did all total views.
That's all that matters.
And so I think that we did somewhere around 350,000, I think,
Plus,
in 2019.
and that's 20% low, obviously, because that's how we're going to market that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's at least...
So we improved, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a step forward.
Well, not to mention the fact we had more days off this year.
We missed more shows this year, that's for sure.
So, on a show-by-show basis, we're growth.
Yes,
So
and
I'll take it.
Without since we managed to grow despite having fewer views because of doing less content on YouTube,
Yes.
we still managed to grow. I'm not mad about it.
No, it's good.
350,000 is not a small number for a couple of random dudes from Central Iowa.
Just some guys.
So I'm pretty proud of it, Robbie.
I'm happy. I'm pumped.
And I can't thank everybody enough.
From the two that stuck around,
Yeah,
we don't say fuck the fans. We love the fans.
Yeah, see, I know that was like, oh, Adam, he's fuck that guy. He's just a dick. He just hates everybody. He thinks he's better than all of us.
He's never
but
here.
I'm still here.
Yeah, we're
Most
fighting
of the
through.
time. Fighting the good fight, Robbie.
Well, we joked. Were you on the group at all today? You see the?
I mean, a little bit here and there.
They joked that you weren't going to show up and that I was going to do a podcast by myself.
Oh, I mean, that'll happen.
I'll do it,
at some
though.
point.
It'll last like 30 seconds. I got nothing to
That
say to
would
my.
be hilarious.
I mean, I've been on Christmas break because we shut down, and I've talked to almost no humans for like 3 weeks. It's great.
Yeah, with the exception of your wife.
Yep, it's been good. I like it a lot.
A Robbie solo podcast would be
Awful, just the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't talk that long by myself.
Nobody should.
Solo podcasts are bad in general.
Yeah.
Two men,
It's too hard.
3 is good for posts.
Right.
So and then once you go above 5, it's
Nobody
too many.
has that much interesting to say.
No.
Nobody.
Nope. Unless you're telling a story, like your podcast is a story, start to finish, and that's it.
Even still.
Yeah, that's just a monologue.
Unless you're like reading a book.
That'll put you asleep.
Well, a lot of people listen to books on tape.
That's true.
You know, the audible.com and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I know, Robbie, that you're like,
I had to read it and hold it in my hands.
you like have a paperback or like a paper book,
Yes.
you know, leather bound or whatever.
Yes.
I don't see any leather bound books there, Robbie. That's leather bound?
I think it is.
Is it really? Oh, that's super rad. That's quite a book.
Jurassic Park.
That's leather bound? Oh, they're all falling over.
Yeah,
Robbie.
I'm pretty sure.
That was your book.
That's leather.
Oh, dude, that's rad. That feels like a Bible. Like at church.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good.
That's fancy, Robbie.
Actually, I haven't read it since I've gotten it in that copy. I only read it in this paperback years
Well,
ago.
yeah, you don't want to stretch out the leather.
I don't care about that. I don't buy books new either. They're always used.
Yeah, well. They got to have some character, some patina.
It's good. Yeah, it's like a car.
Like a car, absolutely.
It can't be
like
perfect.
a rat rod. That's what everybody wants, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to like take it outside and rub it on the ground. Like, yeah, that scratch was intentional.
Cut holes in it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Paste other pages from different books into there.
No, thank you.
The rat rod of books.
You started something. I bet there's a group.
I don't get it, man.
Anyways, moving on.
Let's do the opener.
Presented by,
Factor Fabrication.
for all of your fabrication needs. It's going to be about that time to plan your spring project.
Ooh.
If you need new railings, stairs, other fancy things for your home, tables, chairs, factorfabrication.com.
Well, new year, new us, Robbie. But
You're right. New Year's, same us, dude.
yeah.
Shit don't change.
Nope, because this year, once again, we're talking about cars that are not coming with to 2020.
20.
To 2020. We always do this every year. Generally speaking, we skip a handful of these because we couldn't care less about them. A lot of times there's a lot of cars on this list I've never heard of before
There's a
or
few.
never seen in public. This list is no different from years past.
No.
So we'll probably skip around a little bit in here.
It's fine.
It is what it is. First up, BMW 3 Series Gran Turismo, which is
I am less familiar with that one.
kind of station wagon-y, hatchbacky,
Yeah, it's kind of a weird.
but four-door.
It's a big sedan.
It's kind of like
kind
the
of a swooping
Stinger.
back.
I think it's a hatchback.
I don't know.
Pretty sure it's a hatchback.
It is very similar to the Stinger, at probably twice the price.
I don't know that I've ever seen one, but I don't think it's radically different enough from a standard 3 Series that I would see it.
I wouldn't notice it. No,
I don't think I would.
not a chance.
I like how it says 2018 sales through October, not many.
Not good.
Which that means they don't even have a sales figure.
Which means they don't. You're not going to see one.
No, probably not. Following in the Gran Turismo theme, the 6 Series Gran Turismo only made it 1 year. So the 3 Series from 13 to 19 had a pretty decent run.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
They
that's
made
a
it for quite a few years.
handful of years.
Yeah, it's not bad. The 6 Series, 18 to 19, they called it a day. So this
That lost money.
total sales, 1,118 of them.
Ooh. So I suppose if you got one, hang on to it.
Someday this is gonna be worth something someday.
Yeah, but keep 2 miles on it and let it sit for a while.
This will be a bring a trailer baby in 15 years.
Yeah, for sure.
10 years, maybe.
It's not.
but
It's
again, I don't.
it kind of wants to be a crossover. It seems large, like a really large car.
If they lifted it, it would have been a crossover.
Right.
It's not a station wagon,
Nope.
but it's not a hatchback. I think that's a lift gate, though. I think it is a hatchback.
It is a hatchback for sure. That windshield or that back glass goes up.
Right, but it's just not quite there, man. Just buy an estate. Just buy a wagon. I guess they call them touring.
The touring vehicles.
Because the BMW, I think that's what they call their wagons, a touring.
Sure. I don't know.
So, onward. And downward?
No, upward.
Is this upward?
Yeah.
Okay. The Buick Cascada. Cascada? Cascada.
I have never in my life seen a Cascada. I realize that's probably not how you pronounce
I
it.
think it's Cascada.
Cascada it is.
All right, I'm good with that. I have seen a few
In the wild?
in the wild. I
Weird.
noticed them because they are so hideous and atrocious, and I think it's funny.
They are really ugly cars.
Yeah, and there's a handful.
And they're all convertible.
Yeah, they're all convertible. So it's just an Opel. In 2016, they sold 7,000 worldwide. And by 2018, they'd only sold 4,000. 2019 sales figures through September, 2,458.
Well, I suppose if you see one, they're rare-ish.
In a 4-year run, they managed to sell between 11 and 12,000 of them.
That
13,000 of them.
I think in this day and age, that's kind of a small car.
I think that's pretty bad.
Not good.
They sell that many F-150s in like a day.
At least a day. Right now.
I don't-
Their 2020 sales have surpassed that already.
Dealerships are closed. They still sold that many.
Yep.
I don't understand who's buying them all.
That there's 750,000 people are buying new F-Series every year.
Every day.
It's insane.
Shit's out of control. I don't know, man. The next one up, a car I didn't realize they were still making. I thought they were done with this thing. The Buick LaCrosse.
Maybe they just rebadged the 18s as 19s and finished selling them.
It's possible. They only sold 1,400 of them this year.
Yeah, that's leftover stock,
Yeah, probably.
which they sold, almost 93,000 of them in 2005.
The 2005, 93,000 almost. So when I was 2005, I was still in high school. I still worked at the dealership I worked at in my hometown. We had these. We sold them like hotcakes.
Everybody had them.
They were quite popular with the older generation.
Yes.
My grandparents' generation.
And then 5-6 years later, this was a great first car for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people had
Yeah,
this.
still now.
Yeah.
Like a mid-2000s, 2010s-ish Buick LaCrosse would be a great first car.
Yeah. Reliable.
So
safe,
boring.
Gets you from point A to
It
point
is
B.
the epitome of American beige.
Yes.
It's the American Toyota Camry.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe they were still making it. I thought it was dead. I don't hate it.
It's fine. It's a car.
It's not a bad-looking car, though.
No, it's just a car.
Yeah.
It comfortably sits 5 people.
Yeah, probably.
You can fit like 6 golf bags in the back or bodies, whatever. There's plenty of room back there.
Yeah, I guess.
It gets like some miles to the gallon, I'm sure. Reliably.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's a car. Grandma would love it.
Yeah. My grandma had the predecessor to it,
Yeah.
the LeSabre.
Yeah.
So many LeSabres.
They're everywhere.
So many grandparents driving LeSabres.
They're still running.
Well, yeah, it's because that's the best motor GM ever made.
That's true.
The
It was
3.8.
great. You could not destroy them.
As long
Didn't
as you,
even need oil. They just
everyone's-
ran.
well, I mean, some of them you had to put intake gaskets in. Intake manifold
Yeah,
gaskets.
but that shit's so easy.
They leaked water into the places
Yeah.
water isn't supposed to be. And but other than that, it was fine. It was
It's fine.
Next up, Buick Regal.
That's kind of sad because they had the GS, and the GS was good.
The GS is good.
No.
My buddy
Was good.
Josh has one. It's great.
No new ones.
It crushes.
This
The
there is a theme to this.
cars.
Yes, sedans, man.
Yeah.
Just killing them all.
73 to 2020.
That's a long run.
There's a huge range of car that fell under the name Regal in that stretch.
Right. Yeah, the car is not the same across the board.
No. But I guess that's what they're calling it.
So is Buick's not making a single sedan anymore, right? If they're killing the Regal
You can't
and
ask me that question.
I didn't research it.
I don't know.
If they're killing the Regal
Dude,
and
I didn't know they were still making the LaCrosse.
Is the Lucerne still a thing?
No, that's definitely not a thing.
Okay, so they're definitely not making
It's probably a
sedans.
thing. It's not a thing, dude. There's no way it's a thing. I thought they were just killing the Tour X and the GS. I thought we were still going to get Regals, but it does say through 2020, and everything else said through 19. So I'm a little confused by that. But
if you hold on, Buick sedans on their website
will not survive beyond the 2020 model.
Oh, that'll be on next year's
Oh,
list.
here we go, Robbie. Once these are gone, Buick will be left selling nothing but crossovers.
Oh, I suppose I would have just
We just need to read the information that we've been given.
All right, then. Well,
Buick has sold cars or has continuous production of cars since 1903.
that's crazy. I don't think that's going to work out, man.
118 model years.
I don't think going full crossover 100% is a smart marketing campaign. As a company, I don't think that's going to work out. I think every company's going to wish they had at least one sedan.
I think because I read this thing a while ago. They were talking with some Honda executive, and he was like, "We're loving this
They should.
because we still make cars, and so our car numbers, our car sales have been going up
Yeah.
because everybody else quit making them, and there are still people out there that's what they want, and so they come."
If you wanted a Regal, and now the Regal's gone, you're going to go get a Camry.
Yeah, you're going to buy a Toyota.
I mean, that's just how it's going to go.
That's what happened with my grandma already.
Yeah, most Regal drivers are not going to go out and buy whatever the hell their crossover is.
It looks like an egg. It's literally my least favorite crossover on the market, and that's fucking saying something.
Wow. Buick.
Oh, what is it called?
I just had it up, too.
I can't remember what it's called. It looks like an egg, though. It's terrible.
The Enclave? No.
No, Enclave's a little bit
bigger.
bigger.
That's the SUV.
That's a little bigger. It's like a full-size crossover. So I think that you can even get Enclaves with third rows.
That's what my mom has. This is the third row one.
I can't remember what it's called, Robbie.
Yeah, Enclaves is just what's showing up. Come on, man.
There's another one in there, though. I don't remember what it is, though, but it's terrible. The small one.
Yeah, my mom's Enclave is freaking huge.
Yeah, that's like built on the Acadia chassis.
Yep. It
I
is.
think the other Buick's built on the Equinox chassis. I know how much you love Equinoxes, Robbie.
Terrible. Envision. It's the Envision.
Is that the name?
I don't know. I think it's the Envision.
I thought there was another one yet. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Encore.
Encore.
It's
There
the
you go.
Encore.
God, it's so bad.
It's terrible.
It's so bad. I hate it very much.
It wishes it was a RAV4, but it's not.
As much as it pains me to say that, I'd buy a RAV4.
You know what's crazy? I guess we gave it away, but guess what the fourth best-selling vehicle is?
The RAV4?
Yes. Guess how many?
500,000.
Roughly 450,000. It is selling almost the exact same number as Silverados.
Holy shit.
Think about
That's
that.
crazy.
Think about that. But then the list just, I don't have it in front of me, but the list just goes Japanese cars before it even starts to get to American crossovers.
Yeah, probably.
And then it gets to like American cars, and they're all like,
way down the
Way
bottom.
down
That's
there.
why they're killing them. So it said in here, Buick. This is a terrible site, and my phone is not working properly.
no, the car and driver site sucks on phones.
These are facts. It had like a total. Scroll down that one a little bit, Robbie. There's a total how many cars they sold.
Oops, sorry. Total. 8850? 8849?
The total Buick car sales, all three models.
Oh, all three cars. 2018 was only 14,000.
14,118 cars.
That's not enough.
That's all three Buick models.
That's really, 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 really bad.
But like, so let's stop and be realistic here for a second.
Okay.
Does GM need Buick?
No. Just no.
You know what I mean?
I was like, did GM need? I guess we loved Pontiac, but like, did they need
Yeah,
to
they
have
needed
all
Pontiac.
those brands? Oldsmobile, Buick, Pontiac.
They killed a bunch of them, but like,
They're killing the rest.
Not completely sure that we need to keep Buick anymore either.
No, that should have gone.
Maybe instead of just killing off their cars, they should kill it off.
Yes. I don't need a rebadged Chevy
It's an Opal.
or Opel.
Right now, everything
they're
they
all
sell is
Opels.
Opals, except for the big one, which is a rebadged GMC.
Right. Buick's dying. Just get rid of it.
They should be a mercy killing.
All right, moving
Up
on.
next, one I do want to talk about next, the CTS.
I like the CTS. Why
I
is this?
do too, Robbie.
I like how we talk shit about this website now. It stops working well for me.
It's another car we're killing.
But it's a good car. It's a nice car.
Yes.
2002 to 2019.
2005, they sold 61,512 units. In 2019, only 11,219 in 2018, and 6,000 in 2019. That's it
Ooh,
through September.
that's not good at all.
So,
But what are they selling then? Escalades?
and they have an Acadia thing too.
Great.
Because the next one down is the XTS, which is a car as well. They're killing that one as well.
It's not a bad looking car. The XTS. I mean, again, it's a car,
Right.
but I'm sure it's a comfortable, expensive car
Yeah. But they're just going to kill it and sell crossovers.
and full size SUVs.
I don't know. Maybe they're bringing more cars in. I don't know. Let's just keep rolling through these a little bit quicker here.
Sure.
The Chevy Cruze, which I'm actually kind of pissed about as well because,
That was a nice little car.
yeah, it was kind of cool. It was pretty cheap. It was reasonably
It's
priced.
very cheap and reliable.
Yeah. 2014, they sold 273,000 of them. 2019 through September, 45,000.
That's still a lot of cars.
That's still more than all three of Buick's cars combined.
Yes. 45,000 is not anything to shake a stick at. I mean,
Apparently it is.
that's a decent amount of vehicles.
Apparently it is.
Especially, I guess, if they're selling it super cheap and they're not getting any sort of return on investment, I guess. But still, that's weird that they're killing that one.
The first sentence in this kind of upsets me, Robbie. It says, Chevy has built some crappy small cars through the years. So,
Sure.
It's a statement no one's going to argue.
Okay, fine.
Like the disintegrating Vega, the sloppy Cavalier,
Ooh.
and the plain horrid Chevette. But the Cruze was always very pretty.
What a
What?
dumb sentence.
What?
This
Are they saying that the Cavalier was a worse looking car than the Cruze?
it's sloppy. Sloppy and shitty, they say. This person makes a living writing these words down.
I know that my love for that stupid car is incredibly misplaced and idiotic. I will be the first person
It
to
happens.
admit
It happens.
But you can't tell me it was a better looking or a worse looking car than the Cruze. The Cruze isn't a bad car, but it's not a strikingly good looking car.
No, it's just a car.
It's never made its impact on the tuner scene as it is.
No.
The Cavalier was at least a car you saw occasionally.
And still see.
Occasionally.
If they're not rusted to the ground. But yeah,
if
you
the
see 'em.
subframe hasn't rusted out from underneath it yet. I'm upset.
Those are hurtful words.
We need to move on, Robbie. It's not gonna get any better from here. The Volt, I don't really care about it. Do we need to talk about it?
No, 'cause they have the Bolt, which is right. They kept the Bolt. No, they killed the Bolt last year.
I feel like they killed the Bolt last year.
I thought they did.
It's just we're marching towards not doing
No cars,
cars.
which is weird.
The Fiesta, we've talked about the Fiesta dying.
That's
we've talked about
sad.
Ford killing all the cars.
Sad.
It's kind of lame. They're fun. They're enthusiast focused. They're great. They're going away.
Ugh,
Welcome to the future, Robbie.
future sucks.
Yeah.
Back in my day,
This has killed 12% of my battery, and I am at 1%, so I'm going to stop going through that website.
next.
So I'm just going to sit here and hang out.
yeah,
with
just
you, Robbie.
watch the screen, will
Yeah,
you?
I'm just going to watch the screen and squint at it because
All right, starting in 2020, there will be a no flex zone. Ford has killed the flex, but they kept the edge.
So this is a mark here though, because it's the first crossover. It's the first
This is the first
non-car.
one. We made it to what? 10? 11?
We
11?
finally got to a car, a not car,
Yes.
but it was the one that we liked better.
Yeah, I think they all suck.
Yeah, but I would take that over an Edge.
Yeah, I know a lot of people would, which is weird that they're keeping the edge and killing this.
I know a handful of people that have those, the Flexes.
Yeah. I know someone that has the edge. And I'll tell you right now, pairing with Microsoft to do your software was a fucking mistake. It's the worst
I
software
think you
inside
get a
of the.
Flex with that too, though.
Oh yeah, it's the same software.
Yeah,
but they're
all that
just terrible.
Yeah, but that car's got to be almost 10 years old now, right?
13.
Oh, really? It's that old?
Yeah, no, it's a 2013.
Oh, it's a 2013.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's got such weird software issues.
I think the newer stuff's a lot better, though.
Until they get like 3 years and then they get turned to shit.
Well, yeah, probably. That's the way it's going to
Stinking.
be with everything.
That's true. That's true.
It's time to get you in that lease cycle, Robbie.
Nah, let's keep my old cars running.
I know how much you love selling off cars with low miles and buying new ones.
No way. Keep them till it's not financially stable to keep them. That's what I do.
Well, apparently that number is now 70,000 miles.
Ugh, ridiculous. Let's keep old cars.
Yeah. What's next? Let's keep going here.
The Taurus.
We knew that was going away, too.
Yeah, we talked
It's
about
a
that in the
car,
past.
It's a Ford. It's got to go.
Yep. The Jaguar XJ.
I think that this will be a car they replace more than kill.
Yeah, because if you're buying a Jaguar, you're not.
Like, you got to have an XJ, right?
You got to have some sort of vehicle, like a sedan.
Right. Jag's got to have...
They have to have a full range.
They got to have a big car.
Yes.
They're Jaguar.
Yeah, this will be replaced
Yeah,
for sure.
I think so, too. We'll see, I guess.
The Lincoln MKC, which is just an Explorer.
I feel like MKC should have been on a small car.
Why do I say that?
C, to me, that instantly brings me to compact.
Oh,
Like if Lincoln would have made a Fiesta,
yep.
they would have called it the MKC.
I'll give you that. This is just the MK crossover.
I suppose C for
They
crossover.
probably
I guess
have
that's
no,
probably.
no idea.
I don't know.
Oh no, it's a compact crossover.
Oh, so it's the MKCC.
I have no idea what MKC stands for.
I don't know. I don't think they actually stand for anything. Because like my mom has, or my parents have an MKZ.
Doesn't stand for
That's not a thing. There was
Z
an
for
MKX.
zippy.
No, it's well. I mean, it's not like slow, but
Yep.
it's not fast.
Moving on.
Yeah,
Another Lincoln MKT.
yeah.
For those that couldn't tell the difference between the MKC.
Why do
This is the brother of the Flex, is what they say.
Why are they so bad at naming things?
I don't know, dude. I like it when they just give them numbers, like
I like names. Like back in the day.
the Chevelle
Yeah.
and the Corvette
Well, even
and the
like
Shark.
I don't like even Flex and Edge.
Yeah,
At least they were names.
and you remember them.
Yeah, because I don't ever remember. Is that an MKZ? Is that an MKT? Is that an MKC? Is that an MKX? I don't know. Is that a CTS? Is that an XTS? Is that an ATS? I don't know.
They all look the same.
Yeah, probably.
That doesn't help.
No, you're not wrong. But I
It's-
just feel
it's
like
a Mercedes.
when oh, dude, Mercedes.
I couldn't
is,
tell you.
Mercedes is some of the worst because there's so many of them
Yeah.
that I can't keep track.
Nope, it's a Cadillac. That's all I got.
Well, I did read an article a while ago that said that in Cadillac's next generation of cars, they're going back to using real names.
Nice.
So we have that to look forward to making.
But
fun
then you
of.
get companies like Nissan that we need a name. No, call it the Kicks.
Kicks with an X.
Yeah, that'll work. Or the Tracks with an X.
Tracks with an X.
And then all right, go back to the numbers and the letters because you clearly don't get it. It's gotta be named
It's
after
fun and
something.
trendy. The kid,
It's got an X in it.
little
It's cool.
kids will love it. It's extreme.
They'll remember
It's
it.
extreme.
Tracks.
Yeah.
With 2 X's.
Oh shit, son.
And then you got the triple X version.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Got the vinyl seats.
That's Jesus.
gross. Gross.
Too far,
You took-
Robbie.
I took it too far.
It's too far.
Speaking of cars that you don't need vinyl seats for, the Smart 4 is dying. 98 to 2019. It had a pretty good run for a car that never changed.
That looks different than the first one did.
Yeah, it doesn't have a top.
Well, yeah, but they changed the front end.
Yeah, they tried to make it look like an Scion IQ.
It's true, they kind of did.
because the Scion IQ was awesome.
Yeah, it was sweet.
The best. That's what I should do is I need to sell the Avalanche and get an IQ and a van.
There you go.
That's the dream.
Sell the Edge and the Avalanche by 2 IQs.
No, I got to be able to, like when it snows, I got to get to work somehow. I got
The van.
Yeah, but then Jess has to get to work too.
Yeah.
So I need 2 vehicles that can drive somewhat in snow. The IQ, not so much. Smart 4.2.
Bye.
Do they have anything now? Is like Smart still a thing?
I don't know. I know they sell a bunch of stuff that we never got. They have a line of cars that we never got, but I think they're probably dead in America.
Yeah.
I remember last year they killed the electric car and continued making their gas one, which made no sense.
The opposite of what everyone else is doing.
Yeah. Clearly that didn't work out for them because now we're here talking about the gas one.
Yeah, another great piece of writing from Car and Driver. Finally, the United States has rid itself of the Smart 4.2 and the EQ 4.2, terrible rabbit turds that only misogynists and fools bought.
Rabbit turds.
Misogynistic fools bought too. I guess. I don't know. I don't know where they're getting their data
Why are
from.
misogynists by that?
I don't know, man.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, it's weird. It's a weird thing to say and claim.
I'd be offended if I owned a Smart 4
Yeah.
too.
I'm not buying Car and Driver no more. My Smart 4.2 is way better.
I have never bought a Car and Driver.
No, I only read it in waiting rooms.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving on. The Toyota Prius C.
It's my favorite Prius, Robbie.
It's the weird one.
It's the small one that I think would be fun to turn into an autocross rig.
Yeah, it'd be good times.
I think it'd be hilarious with like 12-inch wide slicks all the way
You know what they
around.
should have done was they should have kept it and made it even smaller.
That's not what people do.
I know, but they should have, like, you got the Prius C, which has 2 doors, and then you got the Prius, and then whatever other forms of Prius, and just
They have that bigger one too
like
that I
it's
never
kind of like
see.
like those Russian nesting dolls.
Nesting dolls?
So it
Yeah.
starts with, you start with the C, and then they gradually get bigger. That's what they should have
That's
done.
what they were doing.
I know,
Robbie.
but it should have been even smaller. Like it'd almost
That's
be like a
not-
Prius 4.2.
Well, they did one. They did make it even smaller. It was called the IQ, and it was great
That's right.
and not hybrid.
Didn't need to be. It still got like 1,000,000 miles to the gallon.
That's because there's nothing there.
It's great.
I miss that car. You don't see enough of those in the in the wild. It's the damn Buffalo soda.
man. I know. I'm over here like
Yeah.
clearing my throat. Thanks, E-Man from Petrol Box.
That's why we did the water thing.
Yeah, water's way better.
Yeah, water doesn't make us
I almost-
burp through the whole show.
My brother got me a different hoppy refresher. It's not a hoppy refresher. It's a different hop water. I almost made you drink it because this one doesn't taste anything like the
It's
other one.
not,
It's totally different.
but it's going to be bad, Robbie.
Better than this soda.
Well, that's not an accomplishment.
Maybe we'll do it.
Like,
next
if I was part of their marketing department, I wouldn't put that as a claim.
week. It's better than this sugary soda.
It's better ting this terrible Buffalo Wings soda.
It's fine.
Everybody would have said that.
All right, next week.
No, you're not going to
Yeah.
waste that on me.
Oh, I will. I'll drink the rest. The Volkswagen Beetle is dying again.
Do you think they'll bring it back?
Yes,
I've been seeing this.
Of course they will.
So today was the last day.
Oh, today?
Yes.
Like the first of the year?
Yes, and so I've
I
seen.
went yesterday the last time.
I don't know, but
Get together, Volkswagen.
I saw all kinds of posts about goodbye to the Beetle today,
What?
and people like speculating on whether or not they think they'll bring it back someday.
Yeah, 30 years.
Not even,
No, it won't be that long. They'll come back, though, for sure.
probably. It's too iconic a name.
Yeah, that car will come back.
Volkswagen doesn't like letting things go. Look at the Porsche, the 911.
Yeah, that car it's the same car.
Yeah, it's just a little bigger.
It's fine.
They just take like a blowgun and they stick it in there and they just blow it up a little bit and then sell that.
Yeah. This one's 3 millimeters wider. That's why it's $50,000 more.
Those 3 millimeters make all the difference, though, Robbie.
I know. It's way more stable.
Something like that.
I don't know.
What's next?
Last one is the Volkswagen Golf Sportwagen and Golf All-Track.
So the not
Last 1 year.
in America,
Yes.
the not fun golfs, basically.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's the glasses. I don't think anybody can actually hear that on the mic.
I hope not.
It's-
Anyways, sorry.
it's fine.
Shaking the table, messing with my head. Yeah, it's the successor to the Jetta wagon, which I think is a horseshit thing to say because it's not.
No, because it's smaller.
This is smaller? It looks
Yeah.
freaking huge in the picture.
The Jettas are bigger than Golfs.
Yeah.
That's the next step up.
You're right.
I mean,
That picture is
that
deceiving. That picture is very
Golf
deceiving.
is probably the same size as the Jetta you had when you were in high school.
I did like that car.
But the current Jetta and the current Golf, the Golf is smaller.
Okay, yeah, I'm picturing the wagon.
But you're
version
thinking
one
of
I
the
had,
car that
my
was
dad had.
built 15 years ago. And that's probably the same size as today's Golf.
Again,
Yes.
the
Yeah,
balloon effect that
exactly.
Volkswagen likes to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody else.
You're right.
But yes, still, I'm not going to miss these.
No, who had these? Nobody.
Hipsters.
No.
Yeah, dude. They sell like hotcakes in Colorado.
They don't even have numbers. They
They're-
didn't sell to anybody.
They're all roads. Those all roads. Those
All
sold
track.
are all tracks sold like hotcakes in Colorado. Are you kidding me?
Outback wannabe.
That's what you buy when you're like, I don't really want to own a Subaru, so I'm going to buy a Volkswagen because that's an equally poor decision,
That's true. That's true.
and it's the same thing,
Yeah.
but it's not a Subaru. That's how people justify that.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Because
It's
the
terrible.
neighbor that they don't like, that they're always like in a competition for who has the greener grass,
He had
his
Subaru.
wife drives an Outback.
Oh, yeah. So I got an all track.
Yeah, so you got to buy something else. But you're like, damn it, that Outback, it is the vehicle I need. So I'll buy this all-track.
Which is basically the same piece of junk.
Yeah.
My dad is an Outback. He loves it.
Clearly, a lot of people have Subarus and love them.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Stockholm Syndrome is real, man. I'm saying.
You're not wrong, Robbie.
Just like all our listeners. They love their
Yeah,
characters.
there you
we
go.
got them.
So,
We can go to the topic.
was there anything on there you were disappointed in?
The Cadillac
Oh, yeah, the CTS. The CTS I'm sad to see go. And the Regal.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really.
I'm mad about
Attached to the Regal.
I'm mad about the Regal just because I like the GS.
And the Fiesta is kind of surprising and sad.
Yeah, I suppose.
Fiesta is fun. I mean, who doesn't love to go to a good Fiesta? I mean, I could have last night and I didn't.
I was
That's
going to
a whole
say, I
other time.
don't think either one of us are much for Fiestas.
No. No, there's people at Fiestas.
Yeah.
But if you have a small Fiesta, it could be just you in that car.
A small
that's
Fiesta.
that's a party I'm about.
Small Fiesta. I'm about small Fiestas.
Yeah.
I like siestas.
You lost me.
That's sleeping.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah, absolutely. I like siestas. So.
I don't know. Anything else you're sad about? I mean, topic related.
Oh, car related.
Yeah, it's to the
no,
show. I mean,
no,
we don't need to get into all the reasons we're sad.
That's 1010's like after dark stuff.
No, don't you
We'll
give
put
them
that.
any ideas.
We'll put that on our
Don't-
Patreon that we may or may never actually do.
Oh, I like that.
We'll get a therapist.
the hater cast.
We'll get a therapist and we'll just talk to that person
That's
and record it.
That's hilarious.
and then release that on Patreon. That's going to be like the top tier. You're going to pay us enough to pay off the therapist,
yeah,
at least.
I think that's fair.
So,
Anyways,
next up, Robbie, everybody knows what's already coming.
well, it's probably in the title. Unless
Well, there's that too, but they know what's coming.
I could have a tricky title.
They know
I'm in
what's
charge
coming.
of the titles now. Suckers. This is predictions. It should not be a surprise.
So we got to go over last year's.
Yes,
I wasn't real proud of last year's.
you shouldn't be.
Frankly, I'm not real proud of this year's.
I did a good-ish job
Yeah.
this year, but I don't know about last year. I don't know about this year.
So
Anyways,
we're going to talk about Michaels because
he's not here to defend himself.
We can, and that's fun.
Okay, Michael predicted that the Challenger and Charger were going to be out with no replacement. Not only did they do that,
we just did cars going out in 2019.
neither were listed.
No Dodge products whatsoever.
So not only
On
did
that
they
particular
not kill
list.
them, they also didn't change them. So they're the same. Nothing changes. But they're going to sell.
You know, I don't think like if you repeat that for 2020, eventually, in a relatively short number of years,
You'll get it right.
you're going to be right. Like, it's not going to be 5-10 years from now. It's going to be 2020, 2021, somewhere in
They
there.
got to do something to them.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to keep making them, though.
I could see the Challenger or the Charger moving before the Challenger. The Challenger, I think, has enough of a
Yeah, maybe.
sports car toy to
Maybe.
it, where I think people are buying the Charger and that's their car.
Right.
So I think that would make they're going to sell less of those.
That's fair.
But I could be totally wrong. What else did he do? He had
Hot Trailblazers.
Hot Trailblazer, which was announced. They were going to do it.
But they haven't yet.
They didn't.
We haven't seen it yet.
So if you want a Trailblazer, you can get the RS or the Premier trim.
Ooh, Premier.
Neither of which is an SS.
Again, I think it's only a matter of time, Robbie.
Yeah, I think that was a good prediction. Even if it's not the right year, I don't think that's not wrong. They'll eventually
Right.
make one.
Right.
And I thought the RS was kind of going that direction, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
No.
Just it is what it is.
They've kind of watered down the RS badge. It used to mean something. It doesn't really anymore.
No, it's kind of like the lower level.
Yeah.
It's an RS. Yeah, but it's just like all the other cars.
Yeah. It's got bigger wheels.
26s.
22s, Robbie.
That's so bad.
Buy your Pirellis.
So
Your
bad.
265, 35, 22s.
And they're summer tires only at like $300 a piece. And they don't grip for shit.
They come with a warning that says, do not
Do not drive, in
drive
the
under
snow.
45 degrees. Well, that's going to work well in Iowa.
Yup.
Sold them like hotcakes.
Everybody's got them.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. What are yours?
I thought that 2019 was going to be the year of Time Attack.
It wasn't?
I think we were right. Or
It
I
grew.
was right about that
It
one.
grew for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to give you that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a check mark
I mean,
right
we
there.
talked about it.
Check.
We talked about it last time we were together with PRI and how much more.
How many builds they had there?
Yeah, how many Time Attack cars we saw, and not only were they there because they've been there in years past, but they were in some of the prominent booths.
Yes.
Some of the big ones.
Yes.
Hawk Brakes has a big booth. That Evo was front and center in their booth.
And winning awards.
Yeah. I said that Ford would fill in the ST line with the Expedition. I specifically remember this. I meant to say Explorer,
Oh, no, you didn't.
and I said Expedition.
I have Expedition.
I did say
right
Expedition.
here.
I did say Expedition. I'm not arguing that I said Expedition. I meant Explorer. I got confused because it's the same fucking thing. I
No,
don't
the
even-
Expedition's way
do they
bigger.
even make an Expedition?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to look.
Okay. Had I said what I meant to say,
You
I
would have been
would've
right. You would have been right.
And I still think that there's a possibility that if they still make an Expedition, that they'll make an SD package of it.
Yeah, probably.
But I was wrong about it. I was wrong about what I said. That's fine.
You're right.
I'll
about
accept that.
You were right about the intent.
Yeah, I'll accept that. That's fine. And then I said it was going to be the year of the cheap EV. And I followed that up with sub 20K.
No, sir. No, sir.
Very wrong.
No.
It's not a thing.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Even the cars that were supposed to be there didn't really stay there.
Nope, because
And
the
they didn't- they didn't
Model
sell.
3, which was supposed to be kind of close to that, is way not that.
Not that at all.
No.
No.
And yeah, that was just, I was wrong.
Yeah. So
It's
yeah,
fine.
you got. I'll give you 2 because I'm nice like that.
No, I'm going to take 1.5.
All right.
I'll
The intent was there.
I said it wrong. It is what it is.
You beat Michael.
Boom.
Hell yeah. Well, then, because I put 4 predictions down,
Okay.
because we don't do this based on percentage, I could have like 100
Oh,
predictions.
Jesus
You know
Christ.
what I mean? All right. So my first prediction.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to do 2 things at once.
Yeah. Sorry.
My first prediction was that Ram will surpass Silverados.
I like how in the notes you put in caps lock. True.
It was true. The Ram sold 500 as of November, end of November, so like December's not in it.
Yep.
The Ram sold 572,664. The Silverados
500,000.
damn near 600,000.
That's crazy.
It should break 600 by the end of the year, or end of last year. Then the Silverado was 493,933,
So 100K ish.
almost 100 behind.
It's not a small number.
No, that's nothing to shake a stick at. That's a big deal. That's a big change in.
They didn't make
preference.
that up in the last month or two.
No, they beat them every month basically.
Yeah.
I mean they're close every month, but like every month Ram was like a few thousand more, and just it adds
Robbie,
up.
I thought for sure that you were going to be wrong.
Oh no way!
I would have put money on that.
Oh no! I knew it was coming. For how bad the Chevy looks, which is funny because I love my Chevy.
I don't think,
But it's not that.
I didn't think that mattered enough to truck buyers.
I think it does. That I think Ram's done a really good job of marketing that pickup.
Yeah.
Even if the EcoDiesel only lasts like 50,000 miles, it's still they've done a good job of telling people this is a good truck to buy. Great towing capacity,
Yeah.
and it looks good, and it has better interior.
Yeah.
And the Chevy interior that will change relatively quickly. So I think the new what was it? The Tahoe, the one that's getting the independent rear suspension.
Okay.
That interior changed dramatically.
Oh, yeah.
Silverados are going to follow suit.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I think they're going to try to compete with the interiors that the Rams have.
Huh. Chevy's never been very good with interior design.
No.
That's always been the worst part about most of their vehicles.
Yeah, you look at a Corvette from the outside, like, yeah, this looks.
Yeah,
Oh
like
boy, what is that?
a C5.
Terrible.
C5s especially. The C6 was not good either, but the C5 was real bad.
Yeah, Corvette outside, and then you look at it like
That's a Cavalier steering wheel.
I was going to say Grand Am.
It's a Cavalier steering wheel.
Just the way the leather kind of.
Nothing to be proud of. But
Hold
the
it-
C7 was a lot better.
It
was
was.
remarkably better.
It was.
Made a big jump.
So that's and then my second prediction, that I guess the thing was that internal combustion engines had peaked in sales, and I predicted that wasn't true, that 2019 was actually going to sell more. I was wrong. All sales were down in 2019 compared to 18, including EVs. Including EVs, except for the Model 3. That was the only exception for EVs as well.
That doesn't surprise me.
No. Because every other EV sold less. In general, the automotive market sold less. So I mean, it's based on the markets. The percentage of EVs versus internal combustion is steady, but everything sold less.
Yeah.
So I can't take any sort of victory on that. I also predicted that the Supra. Sorry, I'm supposed to be doing this as well.
Sorry.
It's okay. I predicted that the Supra would flop, and that sales would be bad.
And
The 2019 sales, as of, I think this goes through November and doesn't count December, was 2,480 vehicles.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
And this is where it comes into an argument because
Could you get Z4 statistics?
I don't know. I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah, that'd be too hard.
Another
figure
thing,
out now.
but then, would you consider the Mark IV Supra the popular, successful vehicle?
I think that the Mark IV Supra was not very popular when it was being sold.
Because it sold a total of 12,000.
Right.
So the Mark V has sold at a steadier pace of the first year, but that also don't predict that to last either. So it's not going to continue
never
to
do.
sell more. They're going to sell less.
They always do.
So
I think they'll sell more in 2020 than they did in 2019
that's
just
they
because
didn't start selling till July.
Right. They didn't start selling till July.
So next year we'll get more than 2,000, probably closer to 5,000.
Yeah.
So I guess I was wrong. It's still not a lot of cars because
I think
they
it's
killed cars that were
it's
selling
certainly
25,000.
It's certainly the baby of the tuner market right now,
Yeah.
but like that's not really saying much because nothing else came out new this year.
No, because people are saying like, yeah, it outsold the BRZ and the FRS. Like, well,
But did it
Of course it
outsell
did.
the
Of
first
course it
year's
did.
sales numbers?
I don't think so.
I'd almost guarantee.
There's no way. Not at 2,400, especially at the half year.
Yeah, no way.
So I don't know. Like, I guess it depends on what they consider success. To me, that seems really bad. If you're selling a brand new car that was hyped up for years and you only sold 2,500,
I don't know how easy it is to get your hands on right now either. Like maybe that's all they could sell.
doesn't JBF too? Wasn't there like 1,000 of them
But
at
JV
SEMA?
doesn't. JV's life and the life of the common man are not the same thing.
That's what,
Robbie.
those are company cars.
We can't use the things that he can do and the things that he has done and the places that he gets to as
a measuring stick
sticks because he exists in a world that nobody else exists in for some reason.
That's nice. That'd be a nice place to be.
It'd be a great place to be, and he's no doubt worked to be there. But
True. So
we
I don't know.
can't use him as a measuring stick.
I've seen them, but I've never seen one at a dealer. I've also never looked. So it's hard to say if they're even available.
I drive by a Toyota dealership multiple times a day,
Right.
and I've seen BRZs there.
Oh, yeah, constantly.
I've seen a Mark III TT there,
That,
but I mean,
yeah, I'll say
I can't see the show floor from the road,
no.
and they're not going to put that outside.
Not unless they had like 10 of them, which
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if they had more than one.
Right. See, that's the question I have is like, did they only sell 2,400 because they only were
Aiming to sell 2,400?
right?
Like is 2,400 a success? To me, for a company the size of Toyota, for the price that they're selling these cars at, I don't think so. I would not call that a success.
I think that we have to know how it does in 2020 to really decide whether the car's a flop or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for cars in that price range, 2,400 seems like really low numbers for 6 months. But I guess I wouldn't call it a flop either, though. I don't think I can.
It certainly has garnered a lot of media attention.
Yeah.
You know,
What did the GTR sell in the first year? Like a lot?
I don't know. I think that car is really hard to get your hands on to start with. Because like they were like hand building these engines and all this crap, and it was weird, and and that's the thing. Like maybe Toyota's deal with BMW is that they'll only sell them so many engines a year, and they couldn't build more than 2,500 because that's all the engines that BMW would give them. We don't know.
Yeah, GTR was about the same. 3,000 units was a plateau.
You see those all the time.
Yeah. So I guess...
I mean, they've been making it for 12 years.
Yeah, numbers by numbers, it's about the same number of cars sold. That's weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I always compare it to the Corvette because of the price. And the Corvette's going to sell 10 times that.
I don't know that that's a fair comparison
It's probably not.
because there's so many people who just buy Corvettes because they buy Corvettes and they own Corvettes and they've always had Corvettes and they got 12 Corvettes at home and they have a pool table that looks like a Corvette and they have a wall clock that has a Corvette on it and they wear a leather jacket that says Corvette Racing on the back of it and they've watched every Daytona 24-hour for the last 10 years even though they don't even really know what's going on, but there's a Corvette in it.
There's a Corvette in it.
So they watch it.
Yes.
That's the Corvette world. Toyota cannot create that kind of hype.
No, they cannot.
You can't build that kind of hype without building a car for 40 years.
True. But for how much hype was behind the 5th gen, like for years, I still think it's a low number. But again, I won't take credit for a win on that. I don't think I did.
The more I see him, the more I like him.
Ugh.
So we'll argue till we're blue in the face on that one.
If they were half the price that they cost, I would agree 100%.
Still think that's
100%.
I don't agree with your
At that,
feeling about the price of that vehicle.
they're overpriced. They're way too overpriced.
I don't think they're overpriced.
I think they are. It's not worth $60,000 to me.
Right. But there's a lot of cars that are that way that still sell like hotcakes.
True. Very true.
People don't choose.
Based on air quote value.
People don't look at spec sheets and go, "This car is clearly a better car. I'm going to buy it." Or else we would all be driving Corvettes or Mustangs.
Yeah.
You're not driving either one of them, Robbie.
I'm not.
You spent all that money on a 240.
Hell yeah, I did. I like my 240.
You could have bought a pretty fucking bitchin' C6Z for the amount of money you've got in your 240.
I don't care about that.
Exactly.
I'm happy with mine.
Exactly.
But I also started at $2,000.
Yeah.
I didn't start at $60,000.
Yeah. Well, to some people, 60 is $2,000.
That's a different that's a different tax bracket. I am not in it.
Yet.
Yet.
Until this podcast takes off.
Yeah, jeez. Anyways, my last one for last year was that Grid Life will see record growth.
That was a softball.
Oh, yeah.
Just throwing that one in there.
So I won. Did they? I assume they did. They seemed,
absolutely.
They seemed to have a really good year.
I think so.
I think Alpine Horizons was good based on
So good.
based on everything we saw and heard and experienced. So, yeah, that's an easy one. I didn't include any Grid Life in my predictions this year. No softballs.
Okay. Why don't you want to keep going?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Sorry. I have pictures ready for all of my shit.
This is 2020.
Predictions
Here
for
we
2020, starting
I'm
with.
sure there's like some terrible 2020 vision pun we could make here,
Speaking of softballs,
but I'm not quite there.
no,
I'm not ready for it. So
we're just gonna hear them all year.
we're going to let it slide, Robbie.
Yeah. All right. My prediction, which will be 2020 at the end of next year, there's going to be an influx of companies creating new old stock parts using 3D printers.
God, I fucking hope you're right, Robbie.
I think that there's going to be a few companies out there that'll be like, if you need this part for your Fiat, we'll make it.
I like where your head's at, Robbie.
I think there's going to be at least a couple like big companies. That's all they're going to do is you send them what they need. Like you're like, I can't get this part, or I can, and it costs me $17,000 because there's only 3 in existence.
Right.
And they'll go, let us scan it with a laser, and we'll print it you on.
I like where your head's at.
I think that'll be a thing, like a popular thing that's going to replace a lot of, like, you know, Nissan was going to come back with the, like, they're going to recreate GTR parts.
Yep.
Like, unless you're like a JDM guy,
Yeah.
like, they need to have that part.
Yep.
I think these companies are going to do it for everyone else.
Well, the cars that are growing in popularity right now, the 80s cars,
Yes.
whether you want to admit it or not, they are the cars that are growing in popularity. They're the bubble right now.
Yes, they are.
They have a lot of terrible, shitty plastic parts inside of them.
Yes,
that can
they
be
do.
Easily reproduced with 3D printers.
Yes. Yeah, 'cause you're not going to injection mold them, but you can print them. And it'll cost like 3 cents once you
Right.
have the file.
And, you know, if you're printing new dash bezels for whatever, like, people are going to buy those. There's an easy market for it. Once you have the file, who cares?
Yeah, the hardest thing will just be getting the right scan and the right fit.
Right.
But I mean, it shouldn't be. It's not that big a deal.
No.
And if you get a decent printer, I mean, you can print pretty high resolution.
Yep.
And you can put fun colors in them, and you can do different. Like you can put clear plastic so you can have lights go through them, and you could totally improve on anything you already have.
I like where your head's at, Robbie. I like this. I think
you can print tail lights, whatever you want. Like you can reflect in fun ways, and it's clear.
Print them around circuit boards and have LEDs in them and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. I like where your head's at.
That's.
I hope that you're right on that one. I
am.
really, truly do.
I was saying, and an influx could be like 2 companies. But if they're making a name for
Dude,
themselves
if anybody
doing
does
that,
it, I'm going to be happy.
all right, we'll count that as a victory if anybody does it.
The Omni community, there's a bunch of different parts that people would be clamoring for
Oh, I'm sure.
if a small guy started making stuff.
Like,
Dude, like even like that was kind of in the era where car manufacturers started using plastic parts to make things under the hood and stuff like that. And that stuff is trashed now.
Junk.
It's all junk and it's worth its weight in gold. And people have been like milling them out of billet aluminum and stuff like that.
For
'Cause
cheaper than you get the
what
plastic.
else? What other choice do you have? You can't go to a junkyard and pop one out because it's going to crumble as soon as you touch it.
yep. No, just the 240s are the same way. Like,
Right.
Any like let's just say the window switch plastics. Obviously,
Yeah.
those break all the time.
Yeah.
Just the plastic, people are selling them for like if they have switches, $200.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
And then mine has like a weird connection, so it doesn't like you have to have the wires in just the right way, taped in just the right way. Otherwise the switch doesn't work.
Right.
$200 for the switch.
Yeah.
I want to change it to a crank, man. I don't want to deal with that.
There's some cars that have like bulkhead fittings,
Oh yeah.
but they were proprietary parts. Like, so if your wiring harness is screwed, you either got to figure out how to fix it, or you got to build all a new one and just print that part.
Yeah. Now that'll be a thing for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to claim. Thought I had a picture of this. Maybe I don't. I'm claiming that more companies are going to team up and go after self-driving and EVs.
What do you mean?
Just you're going to see Ford and Volkswagen, or Toyota and Chevy, and Porsche, or not Porsche, whatever. I guess Porsche and Boeing making a flying car. You know, like you're going to see that type of shit.
Porsche and Star Wars.
Oh God. Yeah, I think you're going to see more of that, where companies are going to come together. Companies that you wouldn't really think would come together. It's like I think you're going to see companies like Toyota or Ford or big companies that are going to look at Tesla and going, why is that company valued higher than us? We're going to team up with anybody and take them down.
Like Chevy and Ford teamed up to make transmissions.
Right. So I think that's strictly in the EV self-driving world. We're going to see, let's see companies come together and say, well, let's conquer this together. And then once we get ahead of what someone they consider a bigger threat, like we'll just say Tesla, like once we can get ahead of Tesla, then we can kind of divide and focus on our own products. But we can't let this new guy come into the market.
I have an interesting prediction about self-driving cars.
On your list, or just in general?
I know it won't happen in the next year, but it's what I believe needs to happen to make that work.
Okay.
But we can talk about that when we get to mine.
Okay.
I didn't have it on my list. It's not a fully formed thought, but I think I can fumble my way through it enough to get my point across.
That's fine.
So,
third one is that you're going to see more automotive magazines die. Because this year we saw a bunch,
like 30 of them,
like really good ones die.
Yeah, my dad was not real happy,
and then neither am I. But I think everyone keeps pushing for these subscription e-zines, and I don't think that's going to work because you're charging the same amount of money for a PDF, and if in my eyes, the ones that are going to survive are the magazines that can convert themselves into like a newspaper or like a news website setup, where you got your ads on the side, your articles pop up, you know, like CNN or like anything like that. But I think the cars or the magazines that strictly go to e-zines will also fail.
If it's the same price,
it is.
I'm not going to pay that.
Nope. I think that you're paying for a magazine that still has the same ads that were in it originally.
Yeah.
Like you still got you got to scroll right past them anyways.
Yep.
And then you're paying that money, and there's no print. So I'm same thing with books. I have to have it in my hands. I don't read magazines unless they're in my hands.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are that way. I don't think the e-zine thing is going to catch on, but I think if an automotive magazine wants to stick around, they have to switch to like a news website format.
Yeah.
So I think the ones that do that will stick around. The rest are going to fail. So I think you'll see a pretty good chunk fall off again in 2020, which is sad.
Yeah. Because like the only way that I could justify it in my head is if I spent like $10 a month and got 10 magazines.
Right.
But
yeah, so if you had a subscription to like Audible, you can listen to multiple books.
Right.
Like if you had a magazine e-zine subscription site, that might work. But I think if you're paying $20 for a year of Super Street and you just scroll through a PDF, it's not going to work.
I despise trying to read stuff like that on my phone.
As you should.
And I don't have time, or rather don't take the time to sit down and look at that on a laptop.
Yeah. Like if there's something I really want to read, I'll do it. But even then, I'm not going to pay $5
if
for
I
it.
If I can't read it on my phone, I'm never going to get the chance to read it.
Which is why they have to convert to a website similar to like a news site, ABC News, Fox News, CNN, whatever. So I think like if they don't convert to that style of writing and that style of a format,
which is what we make fun of Jalopnik and The Drive for all the time, because it's just the news cycle spitting out bullshit.
Right. But I think if a magazine can I'm not saying that the content needs to be that way, The format needs to be that way. The content stays.
Yeah.
You got the good articles, the reason you came to the magazine in the first place. If that stays the same, if Vet Magazine or Truck Trend stays all the same writers, same style, just a different format of how you read it, and you don't have to pay $5 a month to read a PDF, I think it'll be fine.
But if I'm not paying the subscription,
Yeah.
they're not going to be making as much money. That means that the content's going to suffer.
Which is why you have ads on the side, like every other.
They had ads in the magazine already too,
Right.
which means they were getting that revenue plus the subscription revenue.
Right.
They're going to lose the subscription revenue, which means that the quality of whatever it is they're making is going to fall off.
Very true. Very true. Which again is why we're seeing a lot die.
That's the shitty part about it. Like there's no good way around that.
No, there's not.
So
I don't know. That was my sad one. This is a good one. This is a fun one.
okay,
I have a good picture for you. The Low Volume Motor Vehicle Manufacturers Act will get finalized in 2020.
God, I hope so. This has been hanging around for so long.
It got brought up by SEMA in 2015. It got the first draft came out like a month ago or a week ago or something. And my prediction is that it's going to go through this year, and that as a result of that, a handful of manufacturers will take orders on replicas not currently available. It's like not Cobras, not Model Ts, stuff like that. Like the stuff that hasn't been available forever.
Right.
And then for those that aren't in the know, the low volume the Low Volume Motor Vehicle Manufacturers Act would allow small companies to make 325 vehicles, basically replicas of cars that are 25 years older, or 25 years or older. Very similar to the import laws. So if somebody wanted a Chevelle, brand new, a 66 Chevelle brand new would be allowed.
You can already buy all the parts you need, but you still got to have the VIN tag.
Yes, and this
would allow
VIN tags.
This basically allows somebody to create a new VIN tag, make a kit car Chevelle,
Yes.
and sell it to you.
Yeah, turnkey. You don't have to put
Ready
it
to
together
go.
yourself.
Yep.
So I think that this will, now that it's the 118-page document, which I was like, I'm going to read through this. Realized it was 118 pages. Like, I'm not going to read through this.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Kit cars have been a thing for you for a while.
I love them.
Like it's only a matter of time before you tell me that you've bought yourself a kit car and that it's going to be delivered, and you're going to be diving down that road.
Yes.
Because like we had talked about before the show started, like you're basically done with your car projects for the year.
Uh-huh.
So what are you going to do until race season starts?
Not spend money. That's my goal. It's just to put money away for the season.
Robbie, I know you.
I know.
You're going to get so bored. Idle hands do the devil's work, Robbie.
I've been doing sim stuff. I've been learning tracks. That's my goal now that my car, the Z's kind of, we talked about this earlier. Do you want to go into like a quick project update?
If you want to or we can leave it for later. But.
It's like 5 minutes. Yeah, so the Z's immobilized because the ECU and the BCM aren't talking to each other.
Right.
And there's two ways around that. I could take it to someone with a scan tool, like a Nissan specific scan tool that can initialize those two to each other, and then I can start the car. Or I could just pay the $300 to get a flash on the ECU and then get rid of that security part of it. And right now I'm not just going to spend $300 to a car I can't drive for months. So I'm just going to let it sit for a bit.
Right.
And then the 240 is basically ready to go. Like swap out brakes or oil change before their next event, but yeah, I don't need to do that today.
Right.
So yeah,
So you're basically ready to go.
it could be, yeah. I could race this weekend if I had something.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna save money for next year.
Put it on a truck and trailer and take it down to Super Lap then, right?
Yeah. No.
Damn it, Rob.
That'd be cool though. That'd be super
That'd be
cool.
That'd
Anyways,
be very cool.
what do you have for predictions?
All right, so I don't have as many as you. I just have 3.
I only had 4.
Well, I suppose. Hopefully my phone hasn't died. I do have some minor notes here. The first one, the one I don't have on the notes because I thought about it while we were sitting here because I knew I had another and couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
I think that one of the things that I had meant to mention while we were at PRI, and then forgot to talk about it on our
show?
on our recap show, was the number of sim rig setups that I saw there this year.
Oh yeah.
There were a lot of not only booths that like had sim rigs in them for you to drive and play with that weren't necessarily sim, but there were also like there was that one hall like real close to the SCCA booth that like one entire row of that room was sim rig manufacturers and resellers and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was a large number.
And it was kind of like that was the first year I've seen that stuff in like real honest, this is a thing now.
Yes.
And we've talked about it a little bit in the past. Like years ago we had that whatever GT Academy, I think it was called.
Yeah,
with Nissan
and
PlayStation, and some of those guys that came from playing Gran Turismo actually moved into becoming semi-successful professional drivers.
Right.
And iRacing has got like real money you can win in it and stuff like that. And I think we're going to start seeing more people who are coming to the track and racing whose sole experience and introduction into the world of racing was through gaming and simulators.
Yes.
You're going to be starting to see more and more of those people who they found this playing Gran Turismo, playing Forza, playing whatever. They got a little more serious into it. They started doing iRacing. They've done really well in iRacing, and they've decided, I want to try this in real life. There's a GLTC racer who last year, I think Midwest Festival was the first time he's ever driven a car on track.
Jeez.
But he has like a ridiculously good record on iRacing. Like he's won a lot of really big leagues and he's done really well, and he's considered to be one of the like upper tier sim drivers.
Yep.
In the country.
And now he's translating it to the track.
And he had never driven a car. He had never, to my understanding, he'd never done a track day.
And they let him in the GLTC
They
race?
decided that, like
Jeez.
that.
I mean, I'm sure he
they
had to plead his case and they had to review it.
Well, they take that. I mean, that's the level that sim racing is at now, is that, a successful sim racer, if you have a good career, a good, because like there's a ranking to iRacing, and like you can't just like I can't go buy iRacing and jump into a lobby with Max Verstappen, who's a known iRacing regular.
Yes.
I'm not going to hop into a.
It's not like Halo.
Right, exactly. And so, if you have a good enough ranking, like that can be considered the experience necessary to get a comp license to drive a real car.
Yes.
I think that's going to be something we see more and more and more of as an acceptance of sim racing as a way to move into legit, real, wheel-to-wheel in the real world racing.
Okay.
You're going to see more people who have no experience on track, aren't really car people, just love racing for racing, and they've learned it. They've learned their craft through
gaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's going to be more of a thing. So
okay.
We'll see it more often.
I think you're right.
We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a little hard to judge, but I think you'll see that.
Honestly, I think if you could be like, oh yeah, so and so and so and so and so and so, and just like literally put three names to you, like,
right.
Yeah, you're right.
Like when you have pro drivers who list in their, their achievements, their resume, for lack of a better term, like iRacing Porsche Cup champion.
Yeah, it counts.
That's a thing. That's $10,000 to win or something crazy like that. Like that's real money.
Yes.
So we'll see. The next one I have, this is more of a hopes and dreams.
That's always the challenge here. Is that I want to predict things that are gonna happen.
I don't want to
predict just things I want to happen.
I want this to be real, Robbie.
Okay.
I want this stupid fucking like cart where people like buy Corvettes and Miatas and shit like that, and they strip all the body panels off of them, and they put really shitty welded cages on them. This is a
Oh, you're talking like
the
Death
Exo,
Cart?
like Death Cart stuff. Like, I want that to go away, Robbie. And I think that some people are starting to realize that, like, so like, what the fuck is that dude's online persona? Cletus McFarlane or whatever he calls
from
himself.
1320.
It's not his real name. I don't know what his
No.
real name is, but that's what he goes by online. They like did a video where they brought that car to a wind farm or a wind tunnel.
Oh yeah,
And they ran through a wind tunnel. And they're like, and the guy's like, if you still had a body on this thing, it would be way fucking faster because it's got such a terrible coefficient of drag.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That it
Air gets
just-
caught everywhere, all the way down.
It just takes so much more horsepower to go as fast as you are compared to like if you'd have just left the body on the damn thing. You know, and
Right.
like, and they're like, oh, haha, you know, this is funny, but like, I think that some people kind of realize, like, holy shit, this
Wait a
is.
second.
Yeah, and
if,
like
I,
the
if
one,
I add 150 pounds or 200 pounds of body in the right way,
yeah, I might. This
It'll be
might not have-
faster, and
Like
it's
I
not-
thought, I just want to get rid of the body because it's gonna be lighter and then it's faster, right? Like,
which is true
maybe
until
that's not as
you realize,
true as I thought it was.
yeah.
And like the one you have pulled up there, Robbie, that's I can't remember what the name of that company is, but that's an Integra.
Oh geez.
Yeah,
Like, I guess the engine looked like a Honda engine up front.
it's an Integra,
Okay.
and they had that thing at I think Grid Life South maybe, and it's fucking slow.
You're kidding me.
I want to say that Matt Farah drove it and was like, "This is
I honestly think that's him in the
like
picture.
this was terrible." He had nothing good to say about it.
Really?
And I think people are starting to realize that like it was cool on paper,
It'd be
and it kind of looks neat,
It'd be fun
but it's
and
not
attention
practical.
grabby. No, you're not. Yeah,
And then like at first I was all about the Exoset. I was like, this thing's
I remember that.
awesome.
I remember
right?
that.
Like I thought it was cool. But the more I thought about it and the more I read about it and I saw people who owned them that would talk about them, like they're terrible on the street for the same reason that like a motorcycle is. Because everything that's on the road ends up in your face.
you need to treat it like a trike or like
It's
something
almost
with a helmet.
It's almost worse than a motorcycle because you're behind the thing that's throwing the stuff at you instead of above it. So it's coming right at you.
Yeah,
And then like what's the first thing you put on your really lightweight Miata? Sticky fucking tires. And like
Rocks
I'm sure
everywhere.
you've driven your car down the road,
my gravel road. Yes,
and then when you get on the road, it's just ting 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 ting
like a half mile.
forever. It's the worst, isn't it?
yeah. No, like, taking my car for a test drive is kind of a pain in the ass. 'Cause
Yeah.
I slowly drive because I take this to the quickest road, which is a mile of gravel.
Right.
So I just real slowly get there, and again, I better hope there's no cars anywhere near me. Because for that first half mile, it's just throwing rocks.
Yeah. Now imagine that if you didn't have the cockpit around you and all that shit was in your face.
No, thank you. Yeah, because they don't even have fender covers or like wheel
nothing.
covers, nothing.
And then
Because at least the Ariel Atom has
I guess
covers.
word on the street is RPM will not allow an Exoset on full course.
I think I heard that too, actually.
And so they'll let them come and race short course on like Sunday fun days.
Yep.
But they're not allowed on full course.
I'll say they'll let them drift, and that like 'cause,
Right.
like there it doesn't matter if your
Right.
CFD is great, but
Well, it still does.
true. But you're also going sideways. So.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's
I think that these were cool on paper, and that the more people realize this isn't as good as I thought it was, the less popular they're going to be. And I think that this is I'm hoping and praying
Yep.
and believing that this is a fad that's not really going to be a thing.
You know what
by
you
the
need
end
to
of
do?
2020.
is basically find out what all these cars are based off of, and then start a company that makes like single piece bodies. You just kind of like bolt to
Put
it.
back on it.
Yeah, it's like it weighs like 150 pounds, has the windshield, like a Lexan windshield, and
Yeah,
everything else
yeah.
is carbon fiber or fiberglass. You just set it on, and it's got like 6 bolts, and you're good to go.
Except that most people are making these cages in their garage, so the cages don't have a standardized shape and size and height, and
yeah, that costs extra.
so there's no way I can make a body for it because I don't know what you're going to do.
No.
That being said, a lot of like tube chassis drag cars, like so when my dad had that 62 Tempest that was a tube chassis, like full-fledged tube chassis drag car.
Yes.
All that was you buy a chassis that's a wheelbase.
Yep.
And then you put the body on top of it and you weld some tabs from the body to the chassis to make it fit.
Uh-huh.
The chassis are just chassis.
Right.
You don't buy a 62 Pontiac Tempest tube frame and put the body on it.
You mean to tell me these stock cars are not stock cars?
Well, but there's no reason you couldn't do that with this too, I guess. Like,
yeah, you just stick somebody
this is the size of the body. It's not my responsibility to figure out how you're going to make it fit.
Some modification required.
It's the same but opposite to the tube chassis drag cars. This is my chassis. You got to figure out how to make your body fit.
Yes.
Not my problem.
No. These are your rough measurements. And even then, the tolerances are a little iffy because it's fiberglass. But you know what? You'll figure it out.
I have faith
you built
in you.
that cage. You can build the body.
Right.
Or
exactly.
you can assemble the body.
There you go. I like where your head's at. We'll 3D print that too, Robbie.
Goddamn right we will.
So that's my hopes and dreams.
I can see it.
My last one that's a little more, a little less enthusiasty, a little more real world car-y. I think as electric car popularity grows,
Okay.
we are going to start seeing states and federal level regulations to get some of the money that they aren't getting because they're EV cars. Because a lot of our public funds that fix our roads, our bridges, our city infrastructures comes from gas tax. You know, like I don't know what the number is. It changes from state to state, but like a surprisingly large portion of your dollar per gallon of gas is actually taxes that go to the road fund in the state you live in. And if you are an electric vehicle that's charging up on your house, you're not contributing to the road or to the road fund, but you're still using the road like the rest of us. You're still causing the wear and tear on the road that the gas tax is supposed to help fix.
Yes.
Which means you're not doing your part in fixing that. And the government is usually pretty good about closing those loopholes.
Sooner rather than later.
Right.
The government gets their money.
And as time goes on, electric cars are becoming more and more and more commonplace. I see Teslas every fucking day now.
Yeah.
They're just another car.
They're roughly 2% of the market.
Right. So that means that the government is going to do something about it. They want their money.
Yes.
And I think 2020 will be that year.
Yeah, I'm curious how they'll do it. Because, like, is it registration fees going up? Because let's say you buy a Tesla and go to register, and like, yeah, that's $7,000.
Well, see, the thing is, like, I don't think that they can do it on registration fees.
They can't.
Because right now, what's so good about the way that the system works is that if I drive more and I'm using the road more, I'm also paying more
Using more
into
gas.
the fund because I'm using more gas.
Yes.
And if I drive less and I'm doing less damage to the roads, I'm not paying as much in because I'm not using as much gas. So it's a good system.
Right.
It works well. Like I'm not really the type of person who believes that everything should be fair and equal necessarily, but
Within reason.
that one is, and I'm okay with it.
Yes.
Like at the end of the day, I choose whether or not I drive a good fuel economy or bad fuel economy vehicle, and that can change things a little bit. But in the grand scheme of things, generally speaking, vehicles with bad fuel economy are probably also harder on the roads, so the universe still equals itself out.
Yes.
Still works pretty well.
I can't disagree with any of that.
If you do a registration-based system, it's just going to be a flat fee.
Right.
And some people are going to get away good, and some people aren't in that situation.
True. Very true.
I think probably the most reasonable way to do that, and I don't even know that it's reasonable,
No.
but the only way that I can think of to make that system work the same as it currently does with gas is to make people put a second meter on their house that only is hooked to the car charging station and monitors the amount of energy you use. And then that amount of energy is taxed according to the same rough principles as a mile per gallon of gas.
And I could totally see that happening.
Requiring everyone to put in second meters or some sort of monitoring system that reports that.
Yeah, or
and
like
then when you
percentage.
when you pay your bill has part of it will have your car charging fee on it.
Yep.
And there will be a tax written into that you will pay, and then the power company will just pass that money right on to the government, like the gas station passes it right on to them now.
Yeah, something like that will happen.
It's the only way that I can see that system will continue to work the way it does right now, which I think is, in all reality, a pretty good system. It's as fair as a system can be.
Right.
So it's probably what they'll have to do.
Yeah, I'm curious how that's going to work out, because I number 5 on my list would have been something along those lines.
Yeah. So I think at some point the government's going to want their money.
There's probably a bill. It probably got passed. We just don't know about it yet.
Yeah, because it was buried somewhere else.
It's on page 600.
Right.
And we'll see the effects of it after the fact.
I don't know. Is there a federal gas tax and then a state gas tax?
I don't know.
That sounds like an opener.
That does, yeah.
I feel like that's... Stay tuned.
Stick around.
But, yeah, I don't know. Like, seems like about the only way they can do that to me. So
yeah, that's the most logical. Which doesn't mean they'll do it, because if it's logical.
Well, yeah, but like I think someone's going to think that through.
Yeah. Whatever California does, they'll do it first. And everyone else will probably follow suit.
Yeah, we'll see. Real quick, we'll talk about what I believe needs to happen to make autonomous vehicles possible.
Is this a prediction, or is this just a?
I can't say this is a yearly prediction, because
Okay.
it won't happen in the next year.
Gotcha.
It can't. It just physically can't.
Okay.
But this is the only way that I can see true autonomy working. So, to me, the only way that full autonomy can be really truly achieved, and we can totally be hands off, no steering wheels, no pedals, no input. I can face the people in the back seat with the chair spun around and be completely oblivious to the fact that I'm moving. The only way that level of autonomy can ever happen is if it's not. So right now, the systems that they're trying to develop, the car is actively monitoring its environment, and each car is on its own.
Yes.
That can't work.
No.
The only way that this will work is if we have a system where every car is talking to itself and talking to the cars next to it, and the traffic control system
Is fully aware
and talking to the cars as well.
Yeah.
So the only way that can ever work is a federally regulated system, which I don't love already.
No.
That is a standard that all car manufacturers accept.
Yep.
And all car manufacturers adhere to. There's a communication standard. There is a system built out at, frankly, what's going to be great expense to somebody.
Yes. Or everybody.
Right. Well, that's the question. Is it going to be put on the public, or is it going to be like, okay, well, Ford and GM and Tesla and everybody, like, this is what you guys want, but this is the only way it's going to work. You're ponying up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to sell these cars this way? You got to make this system work. But I think that's the only way that the system can truly work is if everything is talking to each other. There's something that is in control of where you type in a destination and it just goes there.
Right.
But the beautiful thing about that would be like, so, like when you're at a stop sign or a stoplight or like if you're in traffic, the accordion effect that happens.
Yep.
All of that would be almost completely negated.
Yeah, in theory,
because cars would accelerate and decelerate with each other
Yes.
in real time. And so the efficiency that our traffic system could move would be so much higher.
however, that only works if you get rid of all of non-autonomous vehicles.
Right. That's the other thing.
Which
If the system that's the two stipulations to me that has to happen to be fully autonomous.
you almost need
is that-
separate roads,
which is never going to
or at least a separate lane.
to me, the only way that autonomy can happen is the system that you and I and a lot of car people are terrified of, and that's a system where you don't own a car, you hail it.
Yeah. But then we get more tracks because somebody's got to drive.
I'm not convinced that we get more.
No, probably not.
I just think
You
it
get
becomes.
busier
I
tracks.
just think it becomes a more viable option.
The country club track thing makes
Right.
sense to me.
Makes more sense.
I do like that. That's my retirement plan.
So that's obviously not going to happen in the next year.
No, but
I don't even think it's going to happen in the next 10. But I think that's the only way that true autonomy can really be truly achieved.
right.
So,
No, I get it.
so we got Robbie.
We can move on to the news though.
Let's do the news.
Presented by Apex Pro. We've been talking about Apex Pro for quite some time now. ApexTrackCoach.com. They have the new OBD2 interface, which is very reasonably priced. You just hook it up to your what's the connector I'm talking?
Diagnostic port.
That's it. Hook it up to that, and you run it on your phone. It can tell you all sorts of things like throttle inputs and speeds, stuff like that.
So on the 240,
Yes.
was that an OBD2 car?
Yes.
From the factory?
Yes.
So you still have the OBD2 port in the car?
Yes, I do.
In the cockpit?
Yes, I do.
Underneath the dash?
Yes.
Okay.
It works.
It does work.
Yes. It's all spidered into it itself.
Okay. I didn't know
Pretty sure.
if that car was an OBD2 car or not.
Yep. Yep.
And then I didn't know if the system or the wiring harness and stuff that you had in that car was good enough that the port still was a functioning part of the system.
99% certain that all of that works.
I have an OBD2.
I've never used it.
I've got a
But
reader if you want me to bring it, just see if it works.
I have a reader because I've used it on the Z and the
okay.
Avalanche and the Edge.
Okay.
But I've never used it on the 240. But
I would just see if it
I'm
works.
curious now. I've never done it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back to when we had it tuned.
Because I have one.
Because you wouldn't have been able to hook up to the ECU. It's a stock ECU.
Oh, that's right. It is.
So it had to have
So it's
been.
got to work somehow.
Yeah, there's nothing else to plug it into. So he had to have run through the
Unless
the
there's
diagnostic thing.
a port on the ECU and he's got a
not.
cable or something.
Nope.
No.
Not because I know we didn't disconnect it to
Okay.
put like a splicer in the middle.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, he had to have.
All right.
We'll just go with it. Yeah, it works.
I was always,
It had to have worked.
There's always a question I had in my mind. Like, does your car work that way?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Does it well enough to get a tune on that ECU?
Yeah.
But yeah, ApexTrackCoach.com. We still have our code 1010s if you want a free window mount when you get your
Suction cup mount.
suction cup mount. So if you want to get better at driving next year, this would be great for data acquisition. Also, the lights are very helpful for knowing if you are at the theoretical limit of how that turn is based on your previous performances and theoretical future performances as in real time. So I've been a big fan of their product for the last year and a half. I've been using it. Used it all of last year. I'll use it all of next year again. Great to pair with Racers 360. They can use that data as well as your video. So it's a good product. I'm not just heckling stuff because to heckle it. It's a legitimately good lap timer, lap predictor.
Oh God. Sorry.
ApexTrackCoach.com.
What do we got for the news this week, Robbie?
So the Ford Ranger has a
Yes.
sat nav system that will leave breadcrumbs for when you go legitimately off-roading, like Hansel and Gretel. For those not in the know of fairy tales,
I think this is stupid.
I think it's going to be used by nobody here, anyone that lives near a mountain or a desert.
Deserts maybe, but like mountains, like there's set trails that have beginning and ending points.
Yes.
Usually those beginning and ending points are even in the same fucking spot, give or take
Quite
a
often,
couple
yes.
100 feet.
Yes.
You know, because they're a big up and back loop. And like you can't get lost. You just keep going.
I could have gotten lost in Colorado because you fork. If you forget what fork you went, you could theoretically get lost,
Okay.
but you keep
Maybe.
going back. So I can see it happening, especially if you're like 100 miles off of what most people are riding on. So yeah, basically what happens, it'll leave a pin everywhere you went. So like, let's say you've been driving in the middle of the desert in Nevada or in the mountains in Colorado, and you legitimately have not been on a real road in hours. Better part of a day.
I could see the desert. Because you can just like be driving down the road and be like,
Where am I?
let's exit stage left here and just take off across the country.
Yep.
And then I could see you being able to legit get lost.
Yeah, you're 50 miles into Death Valley.
Yeah.
And then not realize where you're
Yeah.
at. So yeah, it's kind of funny that it's coming from a factory vehicle that way. But I suppose it's probably just a quick flash of the flash of the software they already had, and it just drops pins.
I'll bet you if you bought like a real off-roading GPS system, this is a thing they've had for years.
Forever.
You know, this is basically just Ford bought this from somebody
Yeah, whoever
and put it on their vehicle.
It probably was already a thing from the company that they get their
Sat nav
nav
from. They're just
They're
never
like,
had
well,
it.
we'll just include it
Yeah.
for like nothing.
Garmin already had it or
Okay, cool.
whoever,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. TomTom or Garmin probably
Yeah.
supplies
Yeah.
whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
So, I can see it useful for the 2% of the people that buy this vehicle that'll actually do that.
I think it's dumb. I feel like if you're that serious about it,
You're not using a stock.
you probably
Ford
already
Ranger.
have like an aftermarket GPS unit. The other thing is that like I would never trust
Not that one.
because like
What's
People
the
don't
worst
even
navigation
use
system?
factory
Exactly.
ones. People have sat nav systems and still use Google on their phone.
Yes,
Like I wouldn't trust it.
I think the Avalanche has it. Never
Exactly.
used it. Never used it.
Exactly.
Never will. And I'm pretty sure the Edge does too, and there's no way I'm using that one.
Exactly.
And
I
that
wouldn't trust this.
and they make the Ranger.
How would you like could legit this is I mean if you're out somewhere where you're that lost, like that could legit be the difference between not making it home and making it home. And I wouldn't trust Ford to that.
Yeah, navigations are not that expensive. I mean, you can spend as much as you want,
Oh, I'm sure.
but I think an off-road navigation system like from Garmin is not going to cost that much.
If you're that serious about it, it's like buying data acquisition systems for us. It's like buying an Apex. If you're that serious about it, it makes sense.
Right.
You know, you can buy a brand new Camaro or Corvette with a rudimentary data acquisition system in it,
Yep.
but all it really does is make pretty video overlays, and I'm not going to trust it enough to use it for anything else.
Right.
If I want real, true data, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy a system that was built for it.
Yes.
I think it's the same with this.
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to work for the few people that will use it.
People will buy it. They'll bring their gussied up Ford Rangers to Cars and Coffees, and they'll brag about their breadcrumb features on
Yeah.
their sat navs.
I drove in the field a little bit ago and it worked.
Yeah,
I was able to get
absolutely.
back out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. It seems kind of silly to be on a stock Ford Ranger, but
Yeah,
I'm sure it might
I'm
be.
sure they'll have a
Someone will use it.
a Raptor edition style thing of the Ranger at some point, and
Yeah.
then you'll drive that to your Cars and Coffee, and you'll brag about all the cool off-road functionality that you have that you never use.
Yep. Yep. Check out this new snorkel I got for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's rad.
and my breadcrumb feature on my sat nav.
Yep. Moving on. Oh, yes. According to Jalopnik, the gradient color, which is the changing of the shade of, let's say, blue all the way to like teal to navy on this McLaren, it's good, according to Jalopnik.
You don't like, dude? I think. Okay, so first of all, the way that I worded this in our,
I don't have the notes up. I just have
in
the
our little
article.
notes thing, I worded this. McLaren continues to prove that they have the best factory paint options
I won't disagree with that.
because they always have something cool.
Something expensive.
Well, yeah, it's a McLaren. It's supposed to be fucking expensive.
I'm assuming that this gradient paint colors is very similar to when they did their like chameleon paint they did on the McLaren, which took 260 hours and cost $40,000. This has to be close.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This has to
So
be
basically,
a $30,000
the
paint
front
job.
of the car is teal, and it fades to like a dark navy blue in the back.
Yes.
I think it's rad.
This is one of those things that if you get it right, it's great.
Yeah.
This McLaren, great. 90% of the time, huge fucking failure.
If you did it in your garage on your Honda,
More often than not, like especially you'll see like front to back looks better than top to bottom.
okay.
It's like if your car is teal on the bottom and navy on top or vice versa, two-tone basically, top to bottom.
Right.
Horrible. Two-tone front to back, much better.
Okay.
I think this is all about execution.
Okay.
And it's super easy to get it wrong. So I'm not a huge fan of gradients.
I think that the color fade portion of it would be the hardest part.
That'd be super, super challenging to paint. Because this is a legit paint job.
Yeah.
It takes
I think it's so rad, though.
it takes a real artist to get that right.
Oh, I'm sure.
I would love to see it happen. Like the nerd in me would just sit there and just
You don't
watch.
think that's done with a robot?
So the whole car's hand built. It's a McLaren.
Air quotes hand built.
It's a hand built car, man. I'm telling
Air
you.
quotes hand
That
built.
is a hand painted car.
I bet you that car is painted with a robot.
All right, let's find out.
I'll bet you that they have like a way of mixing the color as it's sprayed by the machine, and it just fucking like fades from one to the next as it runs the whole length of the car.
Oh, I'm never gonna find this, am I?
Nah.
Got articles about the hand craftsmanship behind a McLaren. Sorry.
I'm sticking with air quotes hand built.
This one took nearly 200 hours on hand painted minor accents. I don't know. I think they're hand painted.
I don't know. They might.
I'm not gonna find it on the 3 minutes of searching I'm doing right now. So we're just gonna say we're gonna disagree. You say robots, I say no way.
It's fine. I think either way it'd be really hard. Even with a robot, getting that programming right is still not easy.
No, and basically to program those robots, they track your hand.
Yeah,
so someone has to do it
somebody
right.
did it, but somebody could have done it on a panel,
Yes.
and then they could extrapolate that to a car.
That I am curious how they paint these.
If they're baked or actually sprayed.
I'm sure they're sprayed, but I'm curious how do they do it panel by panel? Does the door?
Dude, the car has to be put together. It has
Right.
to be. But then do they blow it all apart again?
I don't
Or do
know.
they build the car and then tape it?
No, there's no way. They almost have. Yeah. I want to know how
The car has to be put together. It has to be. It's also carbon fiber. But it has to be pre-built. Do you think it's just like masked and taped?
Oh, here it is. DuPont Registry has an article of McLaren explaining their special operations painting, which is this.
Oh,
gradients.
yeah, absolutely.
'Cause
This is MSO stuff.
So I think MSO for sure is not done with a robot. I think even their other stuff is not done with a robot.
Maybe. What's it look like?
This is the 200.
Do they put the car together and then paint it? Do they tape it and paint it like you would a
This is
hot rod in a custom shop?
It talks about the technique inspired by blah blah blah. Blah. It took 260 hours.
About pictures. Are there any pictures of it in a booth?
There's a video, and I'm not going to play a YouTube video on a YouTube video to explain this.
No, we're not going to do that.
So if you want to know, which we'll look up as soon as we get off air here, if you go to McLaren's YouTube channel and search the alchemy behind a McLaren paint scheme, they'll tell you. I'm more than confident it is not done with a robot.
Do you think that car's done panel by panel? There's no fucking way, dude.
I don't think it is. I think
It can't be.
I think that they put the glass in last.
But does it have an interior?
No, I think they paint it and then install.
Could you imagine
They paint-
putting interior in a
$40,000 painted McLaren.
40,
I'm just
$240.
$40,000 paint job. The MSO
Yeah, that's
stuff.
what I'm saying. That's a $100,000 paint job.
No, the MSO paint jobs are 40. Because the
I would not want to put an interior in it after that's already done.
every time you paint a new car, especially by hand, you scratch it.
Yeah.
There's always that first scratch.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy. It's the guy that puts the seats in every time.
I'm telling you, dude. It's got glass in it. They tape it.
I want to know.
They tape it off and paint it.
Yeah, it's got to be because I assume they show up at MSO.
It's got to be panel
Completed.
gapped
It's
and
got-
everything.
Yes,
It has to
It has to be a completed car when it shows up. They take it apart as best they can, paint it, and put it back together.
Yeah.
Because on the line, air quotes on the line, because they don't make a million cars, but
Right.
that would be a little bit different. But yeah, these special paint jobs, yeah, it has to be done as a completed car.
Yeah.
And I'll guarantee,
That's why it's $40,000.
and I'll bet side to side, I bet you could tell the difference between where the gradients fades from one to the next. Like I'm sure it's close, but I bet if you looked real close, you could tell it starts to fade half a millimeter.
If you're like real into it, like
Uh-huh.
with a sun gun, one
Yep.
of those 3M sun guns, and
Uh-huh.
you're looking at it real close.
People pay extra for that because it's hand painted. Those small little deep
Imperfections?
imperfections, not defects, imperfections. It's
Make
better,
it worth it. It's better
that way.
Yeah,
I don't want it to
absolutely.
be perfect.
Dude, I think it's so cool.
Executed here, yes. Executed by many others, no.
Okay, fine. Yeah, but this,
This particular McLaren,
I want that car. I want that car, dude. It's so good.
it is very good. I would take that car, like just kind of dead center, that blue in the middle. That like it's just like regular blue.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's like some fancy like
Yeah, they've got
ultra
a name
metallic.
for it.
The color that's halfway between the navy and the teal, just paint the whole car that color. I'm happy. I don't need the gradient. You can have the gradient.
I want the gradient. I gotta be fucking.
You can be the flashy guy.
I gotta be annoying.
That's if you have a McLaren, you're allowed to be loud.
You know how I am about green cars.
Yes, you would own a green McLaren.
Not McLaren, no. But if I was going to buy a Huracan, I'd have a hard time not buying it Ithaca Verde, which is that ridiculous
That loud green.
lime green.
I get it. That's good.
I mean, yeah. I don't like green, but that's stupid, and I love it.
The new, I don't know if it's even a factory color. It's the Ferrari, the Pista green.
Okay.
It's like almost like a candy green. I'm not gonna find the right shade of it anywhere.
Right.
Because they have all sorts of weird colors, and I see it. I've seen the same picture on Instagram like 6 times in the last like 3 weeks, and it just keeps showing up, and it's just a beautiful color. I don't know why I'm like way into that green. I think it's a factory green color.
That looks to me like a wrap.
Not that's all right. Whatever. No, because it's. I don't know, man.
I don't either.
That's the same picture.
It's so hard to see the difference.
Well, yeah, because then they got the matte colors and all these other greens.
Yeah. I don't think Ferrari does that with their cars from the factory, though.
Wraps? No way.
No, like
Bright colors.
flats and matte colors and weird stuff. Like, I think you can get yours in red, black, or yellow,
And you can paint it whatever you want.
And-
But even then, they're not happy about it.
and then you should never ever do anything except wash and wax it after that. But some people wrap them and make them different.
Oh, for sure. This is way dated. I forget it. We're not going to bother.
Yeah.
We'll finish this off with something stupid.
So stupid, Robbie.
The
so stupid.
Chevy Suburban gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Why the Chevy Suburban? Name me one movie where the Chevy Suburban played a significant role as a vehicle where the movie would be radically different if it was anything except
Oh, then
the Chevy Suburban.
all I can picture is like drug raids, and they all show
Right.
up in
So,
their
like,
Suburbans.
But that, they show
be
up in
any car.
as FBI agents in their black Tahoes, their black
Right.
Suburbans, but that could be anything.
Yes.
That's not as significant It doesn't. It's not the DeLorean in Back to the Future. It's not
the Bullet Mustang.
It's not a Bullet Mustang. It's not the Woody station wagon in Family Vacation.
Right.
It's not the Cadillac hearse in Ghostbusters. Those cars make sense.
The generic Chevy Suburban makes no sense.
I don't understand.
But it also kind of shows how stupid the Hollywood Walk of Fame is.
Yeah.
Because I actually looked into it. I was like, well, how did they even get this? So there's like a process.
Somebody paid for it. Chevy paid for it.
It's a $30,000 application.
Oh, Jesus
so anybody can apply. It costs $30,000. And in the application, you must prove that the person or thing that is being applied for has proven to be influential in the entertainment industry.
I want to know how that.
I don't know. And you can apply as many times as you want.
Oh yeah, I'll take your $30,000 as many times as you'd like to give it to me, Robbie.
They will take that $30,000 every day of the week.
Hell yeah.
So if I really wanted to, we could apply for us and say we had a major influence as the 1010s podcast crew in the entertainment industry in podcasting, some horse shit like that.
Right, we can make
and we could apply. Maybe we get approved. Maybe we won't.
It's our $30,000. We can do what we want with it.
If we want to throw money at them, they'll take it. And they claim that the $30,000 is for upkeep and maintenance on the stars, plus the plaque.
Right.
I didn't realize how stupid those were. I thought it was like an honor. It's like, no, you legit pay for it.
That's even worse.
It is way worse.
That's super lame.
It's because it's bought and paid for. That person that wanted to be there. It's a narcissistic thing.
This is a Chevy PR stunt.
Yes. 100%. Had nothing to do with it, really had anything to do with its real influence on the world.
No.
Or Hollywood or whatever. It's somebody wanted to pay $30,000 and made a case, and they're like, okay, we'll take your money.
We'll take your money. It's dumb, right?
I know. I don't have a lot else to say besides how stupid it is.
It's just so dumb. And I when I saw that and I heard it, I was like, the Chevy Suburban?
Of all vehicles, why that one?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about the Corvette being influential, I could get behind that argument.
I don't even know. Name me a movie with a Corvette in it besides Corvette Nights. And that was hardly a Corvette anymore.
I'm picturing, what's the movie? The Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was basically an advertisement for the new Corvette, the C7.
Oh, really?
It was not a bad movie.
I don't remember that.
They're chasing, the helicopter's chasing the Corvette, and she refers to it as it's Deep Forest Green or whatever the factory name is.
Christ.
And I'm just like, come on, just call it green. But no, it was like Deep Forest Green or whatever.
Green metallic.
It was bad.
Yeah,
but it's actually a pretty good movie.
Huh. There's a million things that I would have been like, yeah, okay, I'm cool with that.
Sure,
absolutely.
Suburban, not so much.
And then aren't they supposed to put their handprint in it or something like that?
Yeah, they put the Chevy badge in there.
This should have been a tire print.
That'd be better.
Of course, then it would have just been whatever tire was on it.
Yeah, like Goodyear's.
So that would have been
Firestones.
Firestone advertisement instead. It's lame.
It is lame.
All around. I'm disappointed, Robbie.
That's a great way to start 2020.
It's a great way to start 2020.
We're looking forward to the rest of 2020, though. That should be good. We have a lot of fun things coming on.
We'll see.
Just got to get through the cold weather.
I'm not going to make any promises about anything, Robbie.
It's best not to. Keep your expectations low, so when you do show up, people are excited.
Yeah.
So be excited when you see us.
Or don't.
Or not, whatever. We'll catch you guys next week.